A court of law has found that 37,000 people in Arkansas have been wronged by their insurer. Let's talk about the best way that you can fight back, even if you're not in Arkansas. Welcome back to the Airing of Grievances. My name is Reamer. That's Robert Grieve. And as always, it's a privilege to have you join us, whether you're watching on a Saturday morning and we're chatting live during the premiere, or you're watching throughout the week. We thank you for being here. We know your time is valuable, and we hope to make it worthwhile. Rob, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you, my dear friends. Happy Saturday to you. Thanks again for tuning in. This is hot off the press.
Hot off the press. Take a look.
In today's Money Watch, a question: did the car insurance giant State Farm shortchange drivers when their cars were totaled?
All right, Rob, let's talk about this for just a minute, because while this video talks about one insurer and 37,000 plaintiffs, this is a drop in the bucket to the actual scope of what's happening in the United States today.
Totally.
We see lots of insurers using similar tactics.
Yep.
And we know that there are many, many times the number of potential plaintiffs for situations like this.
Yes.
We're talking about total losses being on the rise. And really, let's talk about what that means first. What is a total loss?
Okay. Total loss is when the repairs to your vehicle are going to cost close to or over the value of your vehicle.
Yeah. And who determines the value of your vehicle?
Therein lies
Right.
Therein lies the question.
Yes.
There are several spots, if you will, in which that can be determined. When an initial estimate is written by either a shop or an insurer, the estimating systems have thresholds built into them. So it'll say, well, your estimate is at 70% of the value of the vehicle. You know, there's little indicators along the way.
Sure.
When it actually is deemed a total loss,
Yes.
then figuring out what the actual value of it is what we're talking about here.
Absolutely. And that's an activity performed by the insurer.
Let me just say that the insurer is responsible for it, and they are the ones settling the claim based on the information.
Right.
But they may have hired outside companies to arrive at that. And we'll talk about that as we go through some of the points of this article.
All right. The article that we're talking about, again, there'll be a link in the description box below. You can check it out yourself. You can watch the entirety of the video. As I mentioned, we're just going to take snippets of it for our conversation today.
Yeah. And this is something that's been going on for a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. And what we're talking about here is the value of your vehicle that the insurer comes up with.
Yes.
And is it correct? Was it figured correctly? Was there any monkey business going on in the background before we arrived at this particular number?
If you're interested in the monkey business that may have been involved,
Yep.
You got to check out our #1 most popular video.
Yeah, over 10,000 views.
Ridiculous. The link to that is below in the description box, and for kicks and giggles, I'll throw it up here too. But finish this video before you go watch.
Yeah, and that video has helped a lot of consumers, and a lot of consumers have reached out to us, and we've been able to get them directed to people that can assist them in getting a fair amount
Right.
For their total loss vehicle, which is, you would think, is much simpler than what it should be.
You would think.
Yes. So one thing that you mentioned is total losses are on the rise.
Yep.
And so while claims themselves are coming down, total losses are going up. And
So the percentage of those claims are ending up.
being totals rather than repairable vehicles.
Gotcha.
And the insurers generally have it in their policy that they get to make that determination.
Okay.
They can either choose to pay to repair your vehicle, or no, we're just going to total it. And there's different laws in different states that govern these type of activities.
Understood.
So, that's important for you to know, depending on what state that you're, living in, and what the policy language is in the state that you're living in.
Yes.
All these things play a role. But I want to cover a few things in this article. It says the computer program that State Farm used to calculate the replacement value of a car did it systematically unfairly, is the claim of the attorney Brian Glasser. Glasser says his firm has argued that the commonly used software systematically lowballed the value of the total loss cars for tens of thousands of drivers across the country. I would suggest it's way more than tens of thousands.
Wow.
So, reading down a little further, in Arkansas federal court, a jury agreed, finding in favor of the plaintiff and 37,000 other plaintiffs. The jury determined the plaintiff had been underpaid by about $600 for a car worth $4,700.
Wow.
So $600 is what snowballed this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. This plaintiff was the lead plaintiff in the whole case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with 37,000 other.
I can't even imagine that many people in the state of Arkansas who feel hard done by just one insurer.
I'm sure that there's more.
There
that
must
just didn't, get in on this class action. State Farm is fighting lawsuits on this issue in multiple states, arguing that the system the company used at the time was standard for most automobile insurers. I would agree with that.
Okay.
They claim it no longer uses the same program to calculate reimbursements amounts. So keep in mind, this lawsuit has been going on over 5 years.
Yes.
5 years. That's a long time. And the lawsuits in the other parts of the country, because there was recently in Repair Driven News a similar article on a similar situation, talking about Progressive and how they handled the total losses.
Right.
And there were 3 states involved in just that one article, different than this one.
I'll link that article below.
So it says State Farm's fighting the lawsuits in multiple states because they used a standard software. So I guess that leads me to ask the question, so if everybody's doing it, it must be okay? And I'll also say that the software company has no duty to the insured. The insurance company has a duty to the insured.
Absolutely.
So if the insurance company is using another company that maybe promised them something, and they would have had to have something of interest to the insurance company for them to hire them to do this particular piece of claims handling,
You would think.
it still falls on the insurer to make sure it's correct.
Yes.
But it also falls on the consumer. You, us,
Right.
all of us. Because if you feel like it is not right, then you have to raise your hand. So, and that's where I'm going to go now, because the idea of collecting 37,000 other people and bringing your case for $600 to it's never going to happen.
Yeah, even though they won the case.
They won this piece of it. I'm sure it will be appealed.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it will be appealed. And it is possible, but the time and effort to go into this.
Not to mention the money.
And the money. And we don't even know what this article doesn't say what they're possibly going to get if they were, they won. But what does that mean in real money?
Right.
What did they win? There's other ways to go about doing this. Company officials noted that the appellate courts in multiple jurisdictions have agreed with their contention that a challenge to the reimbursement process cannot be made en masse, meaning class action.
Right.
Because we're talking about a bunch of individuals, 37,000.
Each car accident is different. Each payout is different.
Each car's value is different.
Yeah.
So that would mean if they were off, how much were they off? If we're talking about this lady's particular car,
$600.
$600. Maybe if it was a way more expensive car, maybe it's $6,000.
That's a big difference,
So
and makes the playing field unlevel.
Right. So they say a challenge to the reimbursement process cannot be made en masse in the form of a class action lawsuit, as it was in Arkansas. The courts have split over whether each reimbursement case is unique and must be filed separately, or whether all customers whose loss was calculated the same way can file a suit together as a class. There's a lot going on there.
There sure is.
But it means a lot to you on how this is all figured out.
Yeah.
And this is a mess to go through all of this when there's other ways to do it.
Yeah, the thumbnail of this video said, was your claim undervalued?
Yeah.
Right?
Your claim.
And that probably got you to click because you have either experienced a claim or you know someone who has experienced a claim and maybe felt a little hard done by the payout value of the claim by your insurer. But maybe a class action lawsuit is not the best or most efficient way to go about being made whole.
Right. And totally. And let's just take this one person who is claiming she's $600 wronged.
Right.
You're not going to find an attorney to take that to court. They'll spend $600 of their time just talking to you about the case.
Right.
So, and the insurers are counting on this.
So apparently are some of the courts.
Which, now makes it, what do I do? I'll have to have a class then. There are other ways to do this, and it's more personal.
Okay.
It's more personal.
You've got our attention.
Okay. So this actually gives us the answer.
State Farm always seeks to pay what we owe within the terms of the policy to help our customers recover from a loss, and that every customer has the option to use a third-party appraisal to help reach agreement on the value of their totaled vehicle.
So the most important piece there,
Yeah.
other than State Farm's claim that they always seek to pay what they owe, let's put that over here for the moment.
That sounds like a game of hide and seek.
Yes. Every customer has the option to use a third-party appraisal to help reach an agreement on the value of their total loss vehicle. This is not just for State Farm. This is whoever you're insured with.
Yes.
If you find yourself in this situation.
And we talk about this a lot.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we have lots of people to help you out if you do not have somebody that you feel is competent, and you need to have somebody rowing in your direction with you. And it doesn't need to be a lawyer.
Right. The clause that we're talking about in your insurance policy is called the appraisal clause. And just give us a quick rundown of what that means to us.
Well, I'm actually going to read some verbiage out of a policy.
All right.
Whether this is still correct or not, because I printed it out last year, so policies change. So you need to know what yours says.
Yes.
And this particular policy does not have an appraisal clause for if your car was repairable and you disagreed. This only has an appraisal clause for if it's deemed a total loss and you disagree with the value.
Okay.
So here's what it says. The owner of the covered vehicle and we, the insurer, must agree on the actual cash value of the covered vehicle. If there is a disagreement as to the actual cash value of the covered vehicle, then the disagreement will be resolved by appraisal upon written request of the owner or us using the following procedures. And I'm not going to go through all the procedures. The person that you hire should know all of that.
Right.
And the point is here is if the insurer calls you and says your car is worth $10,000 and you go, I thought it was worth more than that.
Yep.
Well, now you and that insurer, you have to say that.
Yes, you do. You have to say, I have a difference of opinion.
I don't believe that that's accurate because it says here we must agree upon the actual cash value. Now, if they come to you and say it's $10,000 and you say, okay,
That sounds like an agreement.
they've given a number, you've agreed to it,
Done.
it's done. But if you disagree,
Like 37,001 people in Arkansas.
then you can invoke your appraisal clause. And we can help you find the right person to help you through these are kind of muddied waters as well. This is not something you really want to take on yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and get your own comparables and you can say, you know, I had the engine replaced or I had new tires put on it and so on and so forth. And you might get a little bit more.
Right.
But if you give it to a professional, it may be substantially more.
There you go.
And we deal with this all day long. And as totals are increasing, total loss vehicles, it's never been more important than it is today to understand what your policy says. And this, you don't plan on totaling your car. And many times, you didn't even total your car. Somebody else totaled your car for
Right.
you. So it's not something that you plan on, but it's something that you should be well versed in what to do in that situation.
Yep.
Your shop should help you. There's lots of people that should be rowing in your direction with you to make sure that you're getting paid properly.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that aren't. And these computer systems, you know, we're letting computers make decisions for us all day long.
Right.
When the good Lord gave us our own head, and we should be able to do these things without the computer. But as an insurer, when you're dealing with billions of dollars, they use these tools, like these computer companies,
Yes.
software companies. And it's up to us to say, yeah, that sounds right, or no, I need to check into that some more. And, you know, I have claims going on right now that's exactly what's happening.
And we have a library full of stories of very similar situations that you can check out. The playlist for the Airing of Grievances, you can check that out in the link below. Rob, I think that it's important to say, you know, we started off with the video of the lawsuit that's going on that actually they won, the plaintiffs won. We do believe that it's probably going to go to appeal.
That's the way the legal system works today.
That took 5 years to get to this point, and it'll probably go on for another 5+ years in the process.
Who knows?
The appraisal clause, which is one of the tools that you have at your disposal, more than likely isn't going to take 5 years or even 1 year, but it may
I've seen
take,
some of these inside of a week handled.
right?
So, and Now you've got your money, you've got your fair value, you can close that chapter of the book and move on.
There you go.
And we're here to help you do that.
Absolutely.
So that's what I have for today. You know, it's hot off the press. We have other things in the pipeline.
Yeah, we do.
Some crazy stuff that's going on. I think we'll probably end up talking about a guest that's going through this. But what happened before they landed up in this spot is absolutely incredible.
You're not going to believe the images.
So that's what I got for today.
It's good. Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you, my dear friends. I hope you found this helpful. If you need our help, reach out. And have an amazing week. We'll see you next Saturday. God bless.